All right, I'm Sean Small, and welcome to Small Time Movies Podcast. I'm joined by both Randy and Stelios. Introduce yourselves.
Yeah. I'm Randy. That's my intro. We're here to talk about movies and good shit.
I'm the guy with the squeaky chair. That's it. That's all you need to know. I'm Stelios. It's fantastic. Great.
Sean is either frozen or not in. Oh, he's frozen. Okay.
Oh shit!
You're good now. You're good now.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. If you freeze, it is what it is. I'm not too stressed.
Sean has a cardboard cutout of himself that he puts in between himself and the camera, so that way he can just sit in his boxers and eat cereal while we just talk about other things. And Sean's like, yeah, and then we'll say something, and he'll be like, no, I don't agree with that, and just start stirring the pot.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about Halloween Kills today. Is that what we agreed on, or I was setting up my gear?
Yeah.
So
Who cares? Let's just start rambling until we get to a concept. You know what? Here's a good one.
So you two have seen. Okay.
No, let's go. Yeah. No, Sean, you go. Don't listen to Stella.
I was gonna say, I've seen Halloween Kills twice now.
Why twice?
Why twice? Well, I saw it the first time in theaters by myself, and then I saw it on Halloween night with my girlfriend, who hasn't seen it, and that was fun to go through that with her.
That explains a lot. You're a glutton for punishment.
I'm one of the rare people I think who enjoyed the film.
I like it because Michael's such a dick. He's such a fucking dick. He's just killing people, but the way he does it, it's he's kind of having fun with it now. He's like, yeah, try to murder me? I'm gonna murder you.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, murder me.
It's a complete throwback to the first film, where he's basically theatrical with his kills, right? He's wearing the mask. When he kills Bob, he stabs him and tilts his head. He's kind of curious about it. At the end of the film, when Laurie comes over to the house and finds her friend's dead, they're laid out like a fun house.
Yeah.
I think Annie on the bed, laid out, his sister's tombstone. So he's very theatrical, and I think in this film he just goes really hard in that, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Sean, you and I watched Halloween together in October, and I didn't realize that. And I've loved the Halloween film for so long. Since I watched it in high school, so obviously it's so much older than that. But that being said, when you pointed out that he's making it his own little haunted house, or he's very theatrical, and then it started clicking in my head on, okay. So I really paid attention to it when I watched Halloween Kills. And you're right. There's definitely an homage to that in that film. Granted,
totally.
There is a lot more that happens. I think it's more of an homage to Jason Voorhees than Michael Myers by the end of Halloween Kills. That's my.
Oh yeah, in the title alone, it's Halloween Kills. We're going hard in the violence. We're going light on the suspense, which is kind of sucks because the Halloween films, their hallmark is really trying to build some suspense in the movies.
Yes.
At least the good ones, at least. But this one, it goes a little hard in the violence, and it was a little hard to take.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Did either of you see *Malignant*? It was a James Wan movie that came out not too long ago. Okay, so Sean knows exactly the part I'm thinking about. Halloween takes itself so goddamn seriously, and a movie like *Malignant*, which for the most part, up until their big reveal, which I won't say anything right now, but later on, yes. Between Halloween, where it takes itself so seriously, and *Malignant*, that's just a WWE pay-per-view sports event. Halloween Kills is big Michael Myers kill fest, which again isn't really a style we've seen with the Halloween movies throughout all the years, right? Because it's been over 20 years of movies, more.
You got a little bit in the Rob Zombie ones, but nothing.
Not like
this.
Extent.
No, and it would be hard for them to go the Malignant route because they're building off of a series which is serious and dealing with trauma and stuff like that. So it would be a swerve for them to go in that route.
But this Halloween movie it's almost funny. One of the kills.
You were laughing in the theater.
I was laughing every time I've seen. Because this girl runs up to him with a gun. He kicks the door into her. She shoots herself in the face. How could you not laugh? Yeah, it's terrifying.
But it's Desert Eagle. And she's
this 5, 8-year-old man is kicking all these like young spry people's asses. And they don't know how to use guns, and they're very dumb. They're like, we're gonna kill evil dice. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Go back into your house and give out some candy. You know nothing. You can't kill evil. It's like, you can't even chop this guy's head off. You've had like 7 opportunities. Try burning him alive, and then it's like, well, you guys suck at this. Like, what are you trying to do? Set up a mob? Your commentary's flawed when you guys are so incompetent.
Well, I would think most mobs are incompetent. They're usually built on like sort of confidence that you shouldn't have. You know, yeah. I mean, I agree. There was a lot of levity in that sort of sense of the mob, and there was a lot of instances of you have him here to shoot him in the head or stab him in the head with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
But and it should. I think it would have been better had it leaned into it. Mm-hmm. Even more. Yeah. Why not? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, this movie's ridiculous.
Okay, I want to ask Sean a question on this. Regarding this compared to the 2018 film, what did you like about the 2018 film? What did you like about this? Or, like, the pros and cons to each of them? I think they're very different films.
Well, they are. I mean, they definitely, I think, blend together nicely as, like, a story, but when you look at them individually, there is... The 2018 film benefits from a return to what you kind of liked about the original. So building on suspense, building on Laurie Strode and her sort of like what some people think is like an overreaction to what happened to her in like 1978. But like if you look at it as someone who is killed his sister, went to a sanitarium, broke out, and then saw her and followed her around the town, and then like stalked her friends and tried to kill her, and then there is a level of like this is going to impact someone. What to the degree that she went full like Sarah Connor, I don't know. But that film succeeded, I think, on returning to what we liked about Michael Myers, like him being like a human shark, like not picking on her because it's his sister, but because he's just randomly picking people like he did in the first film. The problems with that film, at least upon first viewing, is really how do you get them together? How do you get Laurie Strode and Michael Myers together when they shouldn't be based on the nature of Michael Myers now? And you have his Dr. Zartane, I think, who like is obsessed with Michael Myers and obsessed with, you know, the Donald Pleasence character.
Is this Zartane from G.I. Joe?
I think so. Or is it from Big? Isn't the genie in Big? Zoltan. There you go.
Zoltan.
Yes.
So
the flaws I think are in that character, I think, and like his relationship and what he does to get Michael Myers there, and also some of the conveniences of the script where it's like, okay, so Laurie Strode's granddaughter is walking home with some guy, and they happen to pick a random backyard to cut through, and randomly Michael Myers is there in a really cool scene, but like, why is he there, and why is he waiting for them? And there's sort of like random interactions in a big city, or at least a bigger suburbia, seem pretty convenient. So the flaws, I think, are there in that film. In this film, I think it succeeds in trying to bring a new take to the series. Like, granted, in Halloween 4 there was that militia, but this one goes bigger, you know, and it goes into what are the faults of mob mentality and the faults of reaction to events in your city you want to sort of take care of yourself. I think it succeeds in going back to the original. Like, the whole flashback stuff, I think, is pretty awesome.
That was amazing. Yeah. That was the opening of the movie was, at least for me, one of the best, if not the best part of it. Just that feeling, and they filmed it like the original movie too, which, you know, was probably very difficult. So kudos to them.
Yeah. These films, I think, really. Like that. Yeah.
It is Dr. Sartane, by the way.
Doctor Who Cares?
Sartane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just crazy because I've been studying Michael for so long. It's like he's never even talked to you.
Michael's mask on his face. I love it.
Like, oh, nice and sweaty. Delicious. Yeah. Everyone's a serial killer. There used to be this show I watched called The Following with Kevin Bacon. And it's, Sean, you know what I'm talking about?
I know. I don't think I ever watched it, but I...
Has Sean Ashmore and stuff like that. And basically just, like, there's a guy, and he's a serial killer. He's very charismatic. And his whole thing is, like, following in Edgar Allan Poe. And Kevin Bacon's like, I hate you. It's like, okay. But, like, everyone's a serial killer in that. Like, whatever. Anyways, we're not going to get into it. I like The Following. I keep telling people.
Both films have 2018 and Halloween Kills have their pros and cons. But it sounded like you were from what I was gathering from what you were saying, that interpretation, 2018 is almost like, it's almost as though it's a reset to bring us back to 28.
Yeah.
How many more movies do we need to reset, though?
So we can progress to what Halloween Kills is, which is different. Like, you don't, sometimes you want more of the same, which is what I want.
Yeah.
But a sequel is supposed to progress the story, which it is doing.
Not really.
I don't think it's doing it in the best way, but it is progressing the story because
how?
Because now we have a Michael Myers who's clearly invulnerable.
Okay, no. Pause. Okay, so other than spoilers,
I'm not stopping the recording.
No, not that part. Not that part. Okay, so as far as, because we've retconned Halloween at least like what, 3 times? 4. We have Rob Zombie, H2O.
Oh yeah, Rob Zombie.
Yeah, like this whole thing about the mythos of Halloween, and I know it draws on this because obviously people, like a lot of people have seen all these Halloween movies, they binge them all. So like, how do you take all these different kinds of concepts and stuff? And again, they throw away more than they put in. They put in the mob stuff. It's not going to go anywhere. Next movie, because like you said, Michael's basically invulnerable. The supernatural entity that all of a sudden just became supernatural. Like, at what point Laurie comes out in the trailer, and then in the movie, it's like I understand like what this thing is. It's just pure evil, and the more it kills, the more stronger it gets. So then it's like, if you can't defeat evil, or you can't come to terms with it, which is I think a little bit of the first or 2018 Halloween movies point, you know, how you come to terms with something traumatic, like Sean was explaining, then what's the point of this? Like, Michael's superhuman. Again, we've done this. It's kind of silly now, right? Like, if this whole group of people...
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Go ahead, Sean.
Sorry, he's always been invulnerable. I mean, the series is, in my estimation, like one of the rare horror films that has had many restarts. It's had from Halloween 1 to Halloween 2, there's a restart because it goes from that series being the one-off to being, oh no, now he's sort of this thing stalking his sister. And then that movie ends, and that was it. He was dead. And Halloween 4 and 5 come back, and it sort of brings him back in a new sort of journey. And then Halloween 6 kind of changes his purpose to being part of a cult. Then H2O or H20, whatever you want to call it, restarts it there too. Then Rob Zombie, of course. And then, yeah, I mean, the series alone is a bunch of restarts and reboots. And all these characters, whether it's Jason or Michael Myers or Leatherface, whoever you want to present, are invulnerable to a point. Like, they have to come back. And eventually that character becomes your hero. So you got to bring him back every single time. I mean, he was shot, 6 times in the first film, and then he's walking around in the second, no bullet holes in his jumper. Like, it's weird.
It's true.
But I think this film... No, sorry, I was going to say this...
We keep this Zoom calls.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, this film really, I think, exemplifies his ability to take damage because it really focuses on it. It really focuses on getting hurt to the point where you start questioning, what is he then? Which becomes, I think, an issue.
Yeah, I shouldn't be questioning why he's so invulnerable. It should be that, again, people's own incompetence or their own wrongdoing. For you guys ever see the newer Friday 13th? I think the last one that came out.
Yeah.
Which was what, 2008? So? Yes. Yes. Right. So, other than its ending, which again isn't exactly like, is Jason alive or is he dead or is she just imagining it? I like the way they handled that kind of review where Jason's a survivalist, he's killing people, and he pretty much dies by the end unless like people are tripping out. So there's this whole dichotomy. Even though like they haven't made any other Friday the 13th movies, I think that movie actually stands very strong. And it's campy, it's goofy, it's sexy, it's bloody, right? Like, but it's good. I just there's something about. As well. And when I watched 2018 Halloween, it reminded me a lot of this movie. And I was watching clips of this movie the other day. It came up on my feed, and I was like, you know what? This does remind me a lot of Halloween. I wonder if they took some inspiration from this reboot. It got really quiet.
I was waiting for.
No, I'm just. Yeah. You go ahead, Randy. I'm gonna.
No, I really liked the reboot. I like that Jason didn't seem immortal. He was very strong. He was very keen, cunning, and they were still able to best him And for the most part, at the ending, he is dead at that movie.
Yeah.
They didn't continue. So it worked. And I was like, this is great reimagining of Friday the 13th.
Right.
In where the audience is treated intelligently for the most part. 2018 Halloween, I felt treated the audience outside of coincidences of people, but it's a small town. So small towns, yeah, you're going to run into people you know. But Halloween Kills got to a point where the audience, I think, was more intelligent what the story was trying to become, especially the social commentary. And then the finale of it, without them saying
completely off the rails.
They're going into the supernatural, but I think the director has gone out saying, "Oh, there's no supernatural element to this film."
Yeah, get out of here.
It's the way they've been. So that I think is the last part I want to touch base on before we end here is what do you think he means by what he said about the? I'll see if I can find the quote, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Yeah, he's a PR bullshit. That's what he's saying. He's fucking lying.
Yeah, it's tricky because in all of like the Friday the 13th films and Halloween films, they never established supernatural abilities. Only I think in Jason Part 9, like Jason Goes to Hell, they bring in like he has some dagger, there's like a book, and like the Voorhees curse. Like they bring in stuff then. They just sort of leave it as like this is what it is. And I think Halloween, because these recent ones are so high profile and have like they're well made, they're well directed. I think the script's really that gets into the issue. The film still works for me though, even though there are parts where I'm questioning his abilities. So like how is he able to get up? Which is so bizarre because other films I wouldn't care.
Here's the quote from the director. My own personal concept for Michael, which will carry forward as long as I'm involved, is that he's capable of spectacular things, but not impossible things. I don't personally see him as supernatural, but I see the element of fear that he's created and generated and exacerbated is transcending the immediate character and moved on to an entire community. The fact that he says, I don't personally see him as supernatural, and what was that first part? He's capable of spectacular things, but not impossible things. I don't know. But with the amount of shootings that happen in our city, I don't see people getting back up.
Yeah.
Normally.
Well, he hasn't been shot in the head. His head hasn't been cut off. I mean, right now, you got major organ damage, I guess, spinal damage, blood loss. Like, those are the things. Blood loss,
significant blood loss.
At a man of his age, it's like... Unless Michael's been, like, 64. On PCP for, like, 50 plus years and his heart never OD'd, like... This is ridiculous. But that I don't mind that. I mean, what I mind is that why are we going back again? We've done the song and dance. Just have him be the killer that is just smarter than everyone. He just is. Money, right? But it's like you planned this as a trilogy, so either you decided during the filming of Halloween Kills that in Halloween Ends that he's just going to be... It's a one-on-one with Laurie. Like that's the way it has to end. It's clearly setting up for a big final battle of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. And like the question is, the biggest thing for me is the whole ending of the film. Spoiler alert, but like when her daughter gets attacked by Michael Myers, assumingly killed, is that reality? Is that a dream? Is that something that actually happened?
No, I'm pretty sure that's.
Oh yeah, her daughter's totally gutted.
Yeah, it's just so hard because the front of that house where the staircase is, you got cops and ambulance people and stuff. Michael Myers is sort of ghost up there. It's sort of like a weird, bizarre thing, but whatever, doesn't matter.
He's known for being stealthy, so we can suspend our disbelief on him having ninja-like abilities.
Yeah.
However,
but this film,
Wolverine abilities. Yeah.
Yeah, this film, it doesn't go. I mean, from the get-go, from the opening flashback. I mean, this is Michael Myers who was shot 6 times, stabbed in the gut by Laurie Strode in the first film, and then he's at his house attacking the 2 cops. So they lean into his abilities. I think it's really when we get him being massacred by people that it gets weird. But I think the second time I watched it, it bothered me less because I knew I was getting kind of like the first, like 2018. Like once I knew what the premise was and I had my issues with it, the more I watched it, the more I was okay with the premise. I mean, the third one, Halloween Ends, I'm very curious what they're going to do because my understanding was it was going to be like the same night, I think, and now they've changed, I think, sort of the story direction to it being
it'll be 4 years.
A few years later.
What, 4 years?
I kind of get because...
4 years?
It's in a world where COVID exists, whether or not they address COVID is. Oh man, I just realized there's power tools going off. I hope my audio is.
We haven't heard them till now. It doesn't matter. Okay, wait. Pause. So after he just massacred almost the entire town, Angry Bob, he disappears for 4 years. Is he camping? Where'd he go?
Well,
how did they lose him again? This is this is.
I have absolutely no idea how they're gonna make that work.
Yeah, I'm sure they have an idea of how they're going to do it, and like totally get it. If you want a Laurie Strode confrontation, this is someone who's had major surgery on her gut, so the only way for them to have a confrontation would be post her rehabilitation. And whether 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, I don't think it really matters, but they have their reasons, and I'll just let them, I don't know, take me on that gory ride.
Okay, this would be my dream script. He's standing by the window. Michael's at the end of Halloween Kills, and they actually arrest him. And instead of making a movie where Michael breaks out, Laurie breaks into the sanitarium. Then you have all these other psychos.
They arrest him.
Yeah,
they're all
absolutely.
Dead.
No. This is how they should do it. It should be almost like a heist movie.
The sheriff wants him dead.
Doesn't matter.
He's not.
Doesn't matter.
Everyone look.
Have Laurie break into the sanitarium, start fighting off all these other psychos as a prison break, and then Laurie and Michael have their big fight. It's the perfect setting. You can suspend your disbelief entirely because.
All right, we got 2.5 minutes. We're gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah. Chaos, just complete chaos. Go for it.
Yeah.
Your movies make them go into the levity. Enjoy it. Why not? I think it'd be an amazing concept, and they've already kind of done it because Michael broke into the sanitarium that Laurie was staying at. In the sequel to H2O.
Resurrection, yeah.
Resurrection, thank you.
Not good. No, it'll be Laurie and Allison. Don't forget Allison.
Yeah,
going after.
I didn't care much about her.
So we'll see. Yeah, no one gives a shit about her.
I do.
Okay, Sean gives a shit, but no one.
Yeah.
I like the character.
2/3 of the people in this podcast don't give a shit. So, but it's Sean's podcast, so I guess he gets a second vote.
He gets the first vote.
Fair enough.
He gets 2 votes. He gets a second. Anyway, that's all I got. We got to wrap this up because we're going to run out of time here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't know what we're talking about next time, but thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah,
staying till the end of this.
Yeah. Maybe Ghostbusters. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we got to watch that on. I think we're aiming for Friday. Sean,
we are aiming for Friday.
Saturday.
I'm going to see it with my buddies in Mississauga. I think. I just watched the first 3 films.
You mean like the 2.5?
The 2 and the one-off reboot. I just watched it.
One-off reboot.
Again.
Are they? Do you think Ghostbusters Afterlife is including that? No, they can't because it said it's been over 20 years.
No.
Yeah.
Afterlife only is within the continuity of the first 2 films. All right, that's it. We'll talk later. And,
all right,
we'll be back.
You guys just we'll see you guys. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Check us out on our socials. Links will be in the bottom description.
Sprinkle.